Good morning, what's going on, guys? Back again with another video. Now that I have the old Ford back on all four wheels and drivable, I do have it backed out a little bit because what I need to do now is get this bed cleaned up. Been wanting to do a spray and bed liner. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, I've been going through and scuffing up all the pit and all the paint, but it's filthy and I definitely need to get it cleaned up. It's a nice hot day out here, so what a bit, no better day to get this thing soaking wet and scrubbed up than now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this, break out the pressure washer and see how clean I can get this, maybe, and then see how what the condition of the paint is, see if I have to continue scuffing it up or if it's ready to go. So here we go. So one thing I discovered when I was cleaning the engine bay is that this Chemical Guys degreaser and a tire brush are not very friendly to paint, but that's actually perfect because this, the brush was actually scuffing up the paint and the engine bay when I was cleaning along those. So I figure that will work out great. Now they got most of the dirt sprayed out of here. I'm going to spray everything down with that degreaser, scrub it with this brush, and see how it goes. But got everything scrubbed down, rinsed down. Still got some suds, so rinse it down a little bit more. Let everything dry. There's some rust spots and bare metal spots I definitely want to hit with some primer. And while that's all drying, I'll start getting things taped off. Alright, so here's what I'm using. I went ahead, did some self-etching primer. Just got a can of Rust-Oleum from Home Depot. Then I ordered a bunch of this, 6 cans of this Duplicolor truck bed coating. I went that route because it was actually the cheapest. There was some roll-on ones that were a little bit cheaper, but had horrible reviews. This stuff had decent reviews, and it was super cheap, and I wanted to see how cheaply I could do this and how it would compare to the bed rug or to the to an actual spray and bed liner that you got done professionally. And obviously I'm not a professional, not very good at spray paint or painting in general, but this is what I got so far. Got the bed cleaned up, got the primer, which ended up being almost most of the bed. I probably would have just gotten another can and did like a thin coat over the entire bed if I realized just how much rust spots and different spots I'd have to hit with the primer was going to be, but I ended up using that whole can, so that's what we got. Luckily I have the big old piece of cardboard here from the bed rug still, so I just stuck that in there to protect the back window and put some painter's tape down. And I'm going to get started. Make sure this is, I'll give that a little bit longer to finish drying and then come in. There's some little leaves and tree branches, so I'll probably grab my my lawn blower and just come in here and blow everything out real quick one last time and then get started with painting. One can down. Got that half done, the front done. So I think 6 cans going to be plenty. I may have to do more. I'll see how this dries, but definitely been putting it on thick. So I will keep spraying and see where we're at. Alright, second can down. Got most of the edge sides done. Didn't quite finish down in here on this side, but for the most part, like 2 cans got all the sides done. So I imagine that's probably another 2 cans to get the bed done, and then I'll have 2 more cans left over to do like a final coating over everything. Maybe we'll see how it goes, but yeah, so far 2 cans, gotten most of the sides done. Okay, so apparently there's 2 different types. By the labels they look exactly the same, but they have 2 different tips. This one is the one I was using originally, and it's, you know, a much more controlled spray. This one went through the can super fast because it seems to be extra pressurized. It comes out a lot thicker, and it's harder to control this one. So I don't know if I could just switch out the tips, but yeah, if you're in the store looking for the different types, pull the cap off, and I definitely recommend the one with these blue caps over the red cap ones, because that red cap, it just comes out, it's harder to control. It just comes out super thick and kind of cakes on everything, where the blue one here, you have definitely had a bit more control. So let's see what the next can is. Alright, so that one's blue top. This one, I just realized, isn't even the same thing. It's got the red top. Wondering if that's the same thing as that then, and just the wrong label on it. I don't know, this one's the red top too, so interesting. Yeah, I ordered, 6 of the same thing. These 2 are empty. This one's empty now. So I have 1 more of the blue one and 2 more with the red tops. So we'll see how that goes, but I definitely prefer these blue spray nozzles over the red ones. I don't know if I can remove that. Doesn't seem those blue ones want to pop off. These red ones will pop right out. Those blue ones, it's different altogether. It's actually got a stem inside there. So yeah, that's a completely different system. So yeah, if you go to the store, I would pull the caps off, and I would definitely recommend grabbing those ones with the blue spray nozzle over the red ones. And now that I got used to the red can, the red tip, it's actually not that bad. It does go on thicker. It goes on a little bit faster. But the problems I had is just because I was spraying it like the blue tip one, which sprays slower. So when you start spraying with this one, it shoots everywhere, and it seems like you're making a mess, but it's actually, once you get used to it, it's not too bad. So 4 cans, did coat it, but not perfectly. There's some spots that still need to be touched up. Just letting this all dry for right now while it is. And while that's drying, I almost forgot about the tailgate, which you see doesn't quite match the color, but that'll be all right. The only problem is, before I do coat it, I got all these bolts out. that hold the placard on the backside, which was broken off of this tailgate. Except for these two bolts are stripped out, and even when I do manage to get them to turn, the plastic on the other side is broken, so it just spins inside there. So I'm probably gonna have to drill these out. So I'm gonna take care of that while everything's drying, get this scuffed up, do a coat on this, and then by then the rest of the bed should be dry enough that I can come back through and finish up there. I'm not sure, might end up needing to get a couple more cans because I'm not sure this stuff is going to be the same thing or not. I'm going to use this on the tailgate just to see how it compares. If it's a little bit different, that's fine, and if it's the same stuff, then I can continue using that as a second coat, and then I also still have one more can of this. So we'll see how that goes. Drilling's not working either, it's just spinning, so let's do the same thing I did on that one, and I'm just gonna have to cut the tip off with angle grinder. Oh, get that out, pops in. I'll just have to pull that open to get those pieces out of there. But go ahead, sand this, get this cleaned up. All right, well, there it is. It is a rattle can spray-in bed liner. It still needs to dry. There's still a few wet spots, but overall it seems to have coated it pretty good. It's got a good texture to it. I don't know, it's not super thick. Ideally I would probably put a couple more coats on there. I think 6 cans would have been great if they had all had the blue tip on there. That one can that was the undercoating, that was definitely not the same stuff. I sprayed it on here. You see it's kind of brown and it's really chunky. It is very rubbery. That would be great for an under coating, which is what it said it was. I don't know why that got mixed in with the rest of them. But yeah, it's kind of what I expected for the cheapest spray-in liner I could come across. I think it was about 60 bucks. I think it was about 10 bucks a can of the spray can. If it would have been all 6 of the same spray can with the blue tip on there, I think it would have been much better. I might go ahead and pick up a couple extra cans of that one of these days and do another quick coat over top of everything just to kind of even things out, level it out, and have it all the same thing. But this truck is coming along. Do have a couple more things to get taken care of. The last thing really is the rear end. Haven't touched that suspension. Definitely needs new shocks. Not sure about the leaf springs yet. They might be okay. They might be shot as well. And then I'm going to put 2-inch drop shackles on there as well to level things out. Instead of raising the front, I'm just going to lower the back 2 inches. That'll level things out, get the bumpers on, and then I have one last thing to do after I get that done. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope gave you an idea of what doing a cheap spray-in bed liner is like, and see if it's worth it. If you just need if you have an old truck like that and you're just looking for something to give it some protection, a little bit of texture, then that works great. Would I use it as an alternative to like a professional spray and liner? No, I wouldn't. In fact, I would still recommend the bed rug. I'll put a link to the video there where you can see where I did a bed rug install. I still think that's actually the best option right now. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.